Hello. So, what I think I'm going to talk about in this video clip is going to be near-death experience. At least I think kind of sort of had something like that, but I'm not really sure if that's what it was. The first time was when I was, I believe, not even a year old or just a little over a year. And I got really sick. Here come. My dog just walked in. I got really sick. I had from, I don't know the English term for it, but like when you put like a bunch of stuff in your mouth as a little kid, like my whole mouth was infected. And so I wouldn't eat anymore or drink anything because it was so painful. And I had like crazy fever and stuff. And so my dad took me to the hospital. And I remember going into the hospital. I remember what the room looked like. There was like this round window I remember I could look through, and I saw like kids that were like burned, like super burnt on their body. It was, so I guess like they had like table here, table there, a wall in between with a hole, right? So like I could look right in what was happening there. So I saw that kid. Also remember my dad driving me around in a stroller and stuff. And then they had put me into like a crib because I was a baby. And they tied my arms to the crib because they were feeding me with a tube. So I couldn't pull it out, I guess. Well, anyways, that's kind of all I remember from that. And then for some reason, I think I thought that it was like a real situation that happened for the longest time, even when I was like smaller. And then I talked to my parents about it because here's the memory I had. So I remember it's all blackness. You can't see anything. It's all dark, nothing. And then all of a sudden, a door opens and this bright light comes in. And it's like a huge room. And the only thing in it is like my bed, the crib bed, and like in this corner basically here, and the door was over there. So door opens, comes in, or no, actually straight ahead from the bed. Yeah, I was straight ahead. And I just see this light, and then I believe it was my mom and my dad that walked in over to me. And they gave me a piece of white bread with strawberry jelly on it. And I was like cut in little squares, and they would feed me with it, and I ate it. And I thought for the longest time when I was little that actually happened, it was for real. So I talked to my family, and they're like, no, that never happened. And then thinking about it, I realized, yeah, it didn't even look like that room or anything, the room that I was in. So then now that I'm older and stuff, and I was about really badly, like I could have died, my dad said. So I was wondering, did I maybe have some kind of near-death experience? And that's why the light and stuff? I'm not sure. It's just no idea. Plus I was so little. And then another time I had kind of sort of something like that was actually recently. The night that Donald Trump got elected, I tried to stay up and wait for the results, but it took too long. So I went to bed. And I was dreaming of talking to whoever put us here. Like, it was like a panel of people, I think, or beings, whatever. I couldn't tell you what they looked like, or it's just knowing that I talked to them, and they explained kind of like I thought that it felt like a mission, like I have a mission. It felt like I was finished with the mission, right? I'm done. But then all of a sudden, like I was happy, I was like done, I didn't want to come back or anything, like I was just like, okay, let's go, good, we're done here. And then all of a sudden they're like, no, you have to go back. Like, And I was like, what? And then I woke up in a shock. And I believe it was actually 0000 time. Like midnight. Exactly. So I looked at the phone, I saw the time. And then I was like very disoriented at first. I was like, what is going on? Where am I? And then I was just like, okay, whatever. Like in that moment too, I kind of like still had like I hear from people that had like near-death experiences, is that they kind of knew the wisdom of the universe. They knew everything. They knew why we were here. And I had all of that knowledge too. But then when I fell asleep and woke up again, it was all gone. The only thing that I remember is that I was talking to the panel, I believe, and they sent me back. But I mean, they had a reason and everything, but I don't remember it. Yeah, and then the next time I woke up, I saw that Donald Trump had won the presidency. So I don't know if there's anything to that because he had won, that I came back. Or again, I am still like questioning all of it anyways. Like, am I just crazy? You know, like I'm still worried that this is like just my imagination or just a dream or something, you know, like it doesn't mean anything. I don't know. I really don't know. But what is just weird is like that I have these things, but then you hear other people talking about it and they have it too. So then I'm like, okay, so maybe there's something more to it, right? Yeah. That really brings me to question all the time is like, what is this? Like I've been first, like when I was younger, I was obsessed about trying to find out what deja vu is. And then that kind of subsided, and now the only thing I really want to know is like, what is this? Like it's kind of like this inner quest that I have, like I have to find out, why are we here? What is this? And over the years now, with the Mandela effect and stuff, everything that's happening, I'm really starting to feel that we're in the matrix. Like literally, this is a computer program. I don't know if you guys heard that too. Supposedly Keanu Reeves said the Matrix is real and that the movie is basically a documentary. I don't know why he's saying that and how he would know. But yeah, that makes me also wonder if he has, if he realizes his Mandela effects and has other capabilities as well. Yeah, so my personal theory is that this is a computer program, and what's happening with the Mandela effect is not so much timeline changes, but somebody either editing the programming, right, like changing the code, and that's why I don't know why they would be doing it, but that's why we're seeing all these changes. I also don't know why just certain people experience them, but I'll go into that in a second too. And then the other thing I could think of is why all these weird things are happening is either that the computer program is running out of memory and so it's just messing things up because of that, or that there's a virus that infected the program and that's why things are changing. But really I hope it's more on the side of there's a reason and somebody's coding, making updates for some reason. And I think it explains really well why we have residue, because like if you overwrite something in a computer program, it takes time and it doesn't all at once overwrite it. So yeah, I'm a really strong believer kind of for it really being a computer program. Plus when you zoom in, the deeper you zoom in, everything is kind of like a pixel. And math, like you can describe everything with 1 and 0, and the language of the universe is versus math, and I don't know, it just seems to make sense for it to be a computer program. The consciousness part, I have no idea how that works, like why we are conscious. So yeah, and then I actually yesterday lost a good friend of mine, and we had been friends or known each other since daycare and went to elementary school 6 years together and everything, and lost touch over the years. But then for like, I think the last 6 years we've been in touch again and just been really good friends. And so as I was asking around people if they know about the Mandela effect, and I specifically asked him about Denmark being connected to Germany since he lives in Berlin, and he's like, no, and he remembers it always being this way, and if I'm just crazy, if I'm drinking too much, and I should be drinking tea, and all these things. And he also, it sounded really like he was trying to say, stop thinking that way, like stop, like you're wrong, you're totally wrong, it's just a mismemory, something wrong with you. And it felt kind of like I was in the Matrix, like I kind of like I was Neo, and then Agent 1 is trying to convince me, like, no, this is not real. Like, you kind of like, right, bring me back and convince me of that I'm just imagining this, like as if I'm about to find out something I shouldn't, and it's trying to make sure that I stop, I guess, in a way. That's kind of what it felt like, because we've been good friends, but he seemed really aggressive the way he talked, and mean, which is just strange, like why? And I told him that too. It's like, I was just hoping when I tell you this, you just, yeah, fine, I don't experience it. But since I've known you my whole life, I believe that you're not just making shit up, But that's not how it went at all. Not at all. So yeah, that's the hard part too, is like, now you're losing people out of your life that you had around your whole life, and the weird feeling you have with your family now because they're not the same anymore. And it's a real struggle for me. Yeah. Anyways, I'm still determined to find a map, how things used to be with Germany not being connected to Denmark. Anybody who has a residue, please send it my way. Oh yeah, and that was really weird too. So I sent him proof, right, of I have images of the a satellite image of America, north and south, and you can clearly see how they were aligned, like, like totally different how from it is now. And then I sent him the picture of how it is now, where South America is so far to the right, and then there's all these lights now next to Cuba and stuff. And he's like, so what? Like, it's just the continents changing and moving. It's normal. It's just a normal development. And I was like, what? Maybe there's some normality to it, but in this extreme, I mean, it's extreme, the change that you can see. And I was like, I doubt that that's like a normal development in such a short period of time. And yeah, so it's really weird. So how can you not convince somebody? Like, I feel like if you have proof like that, that would make them at least be like, oh, maybe you're right, maybe there's something going on. But not at all. It was like super defensive and like, you're crazy. And then I have a residue. Let me actually show it one sec. So I actually showed him this residue as well. And it's the British flag, right? See right here. Unfortunately, the American flag is how it is now. Like, I was hoping that would be also left over, but it's not. And so I sent him this photo, right, that I have this residue, and then I sent him what the flag looks like now. And nothing, like total ignorance, like not even really, it's super weird. Like, really as if there's something trying to maybe stop us from finding out all these things. I don't know. But by the way, I don't know who else. I actually believe that the stripes were all the same thickness, the red ones, and they were in the center of the white, but I believe they used to be even connected to each other. And somewhere in a Reddit or somewhere, I don't know, or the Mandela Effect Facebook group, they finally added me. Doug, stop. My doggy, everybody. He's like scratching me, wants to be on my lap. I actually saw that flag where the stripes were connected in the center. So somebody had found a residue of that. It's just so nuts how there's so many different versions of everything and so many changes, and the whole back and forth flip-flopping. Yeah, one thing I just realized today too is the farmer and the wife or whatever, right? That painting. If you look it up, it has changed again. So the problem is with the flip-flopping, I don't really remember anymore which one was the original, but I believe in the original picture, the wife looked away to the side. And now for the longest time, she was always looking straight ahead, right? Just like the husband. But now it's back to how I remember it. She's facing away, not looking into the camera or the painter, whatever you want to call it. But what's funny too is that the residue is next to the image. So you have but it's like people that painted other people in that same pose, and they are literally looking straight ahead. So it's really weird. So I'm guessing it's a brand new Mandela effect, like it change just happened and it's still kind of in the process of overwriting it. Not sure. So check it out if you get a chance. Look at it, see what you think. I took screenshots. Of course, those can be edited, like they update sometimes too. But hopefully it won't, and I have those. If anybody is interested, I can email them. I'll put my email below, and then if you want to email me the Europe map, how it used to be, and if you want to see the America pictures I found, and like the residues, I can also send this residue image. Anything you want residue wise, I can give you this thing, and then the painting. Yeah, just doesn't stop. Oh yeah, and then this morning was very strange too. So I woke up around 6 a.m. I think, and went to the restroom, and I saw that I had like a little sweater on with a v-neck because I was cold. And but it was on the top here, so I realized, oh, I had it up the wrong side, right? Not inside out, but like front in the back. And so it was a really loose sweater, so I just flipped real quick, changed it around so the v-neck was in front. I went back to bed, and then when I got up, like I opened the blinds and did things and whatever, and then I went into the bathroom again, saw myself in the mirror, and I saw that the sweater was changed again. And I was like, what the heck? I know 100% that I changed the sweater around. So I was like, maybe there was a flip, like we switched again, or something happened while I was sleeping. Or, I mean, again, maybe I just imagined that the v-neck was all of a sudden in the front, or it was in the front and I accidentally flipped it, which I'm pretty sure that's not the case, but yeah, you never know. Yeah, anyways, almost 20 minutes again. There's so many things, like I just can't stop, like one thing leads to another. I'll probably stop this here and then record another one. I had like some outer body experience. So yeah, I'll probably make that video next here. Okay, yeah, that's it for now.